what's up? Joe Garcia here from Dent Evo, and today I'm at my client's house and working on her Cooper, Mini Cooper. Let's take a look. So this beautiful, immaculate Cooper was hit. She actually dropped something out of her attic, bringing decorations down for St. Patty's Day, and box hit right there. But we're gonna go ahead and see if we can access under the hood. So this is what it looks like in the light. And this is how we're going to access it, through here, carefully. And be mindful of not prying against the hinges. We don't want to bend anything. We also don't want to scratch anything up. We also want to steer clear of the strut here for the same reason. Okay, so today I'm going to be using this Ultra Dent Tools double bend changeable tip tool with a fixed handle. And for the tip, this is a Dead-On Dent Tools match grade, and it's a round tip. I'll show you in a minute, but I got some tape on there, and it seems to be just a right amount to go in and softly move some of the pit of that dent out, and then we'll probably take it off and then do a little more finish work.
Okay, so I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit here. That particular tool was a little too aggressive as far as the bend goes. You can see I've got one bad push there. And by bad push, I don't mean anything that's not correctable here. But that 90-degree bend along with the reducer tool tip were not allowing me to make direct contact behind the dent. And as a matter of fact, the very edge of the tooltip base was making contact against the inside of the skin, creating that unnecessary high spot. You see where the lines are pinched together? Right there. Okay, now we've got the right tool. This is another Ultra Dent Tools rod. It actually comes with a motorcycle tank tool set. You can see the changeable and adjustable handle, and also a changeable tip. But notice that nice slow bend. That's going to get us the angle we need and the leverage that we're going to need to accurately move that metal back to where it needs to go. Now in PDR, tools have multi-use. In this particular case, this is a great example. This little blue plastic piece is called a slapper. That's because we actually use it to literally slap high spots on panels when needed. In this particular case, we're not using it for that. I'm actually using it as a buffer, or rather a cushion, to protect the hinge brackets and keep my rod there from scratching anything up or bending anything. That's going to create a little bit of cushion for us. So that's always important when we're trying to do a factory spec dent removal. So here I'm getting acquainted with the dent. I'm finding my body position and also feeling around to see just how much access we have on the inside. And once we get that dialed in, you're going to see the dent's going to start taking shape here. And we're really moving that metal now. As you can see, I do have some heat on it right now. It's about 150 degrees, which is a safe temperature. And we're moving that dent, actually turning it inside out. As you can see, there's a bit of a high now coming out, but that's part of the procedure. And now I'm going to go ahead and flatten that out. I'm using a knockdown tool, as we call it, with a little rubber cap on the tip of it. And this is going to allow me to safely flatten out that metal without harming the paint. Okay, so we're changing the tool tip here. As you can see, we're going to do some fine tuning and just perfect things, or as much as possible. Once again, using a plastic tip. Whenever possible, I do like to use plastic tips, or at least coated metal tips with leather or tape. And this is in order to reduce or even eliminate any scratching to the back of the panel. So here you'll see me moving my light back just a bit so that I can really refine my view of the reflection of the lines onto the metal. This is going to allow me to pick out any tiny lows and minute imperfections there so that we can really dial it in and do our final pushes. And now you see me here using a fine point plastic tip just to flatten out some of the high spots that were a little bit stubborn, and my other tip was a little too blunt to flatten out. And you can see it's virtually the same tip as the one I'm using to push from behind, but one is designated for push work and the other one is designated for knockdown work. Okay, so let's check it out. Look at that reflection, it's like glass. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. This is just a little glimpse at some of the things we encounter on a typical dent removal. And in case you were wondering, this dent was classified as 2 inches at medium depth. The cost for this repair was $242.65. We were able to retain this car's true original factory condition, and it was performed in an afternoon at our client's location. Thanks again for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out in the comments below, or you can find us at dentevo.com.